Have you ever had a time in your life that you could think back to where you were going to be performing at your ultimate? Maybe you were going to enter a sports meet. Maybe you were going to give a speech, a presentation. Maybe you're an ice skater. Perhaps you're an Olympic champion, or anything where you've practiced and practiced, perfected your skills, and you were ready to perform. And what happens is you get started. You're 1 or 2 minutes into your performance. And you're very excited because you're going, I'm getting it, I am acing this. And as soon as you say that to yourself, what happens? You choke. You choke under pressure. We've seen ice skaters at the Olympics fall down. And we know that they could have done that simple step 1,000 times. Or perhaps the person giving a speech that has been so well rehearsed, they forget what they're going to say next. They're lost. They're petrified. What happens in that moment when we choke? There are 7 wonderful strategies that you can practice and master before these things happen. We're going to talk about one of them today. You all have a handout. Please turn to page 2 of your handout. So you've practiced and practiced about 2 minutes into the event. When you choke, what can you do about that? What happens physically, emotionally, and mentally? A very, very interesting concept. Emotional control, in my opinion, is the single strongest technique that you can practice and learn to manage. And you've got that within your power, which is pretty exciting when you realize that you're not necessarily going to be a victim of what you end up doing. Energy and emotions. Energy and emotions. Let's talk about that for just a moment. There are 4 quadrants of emotional control. There's energy. And we talk about that, as you can see on the beginning of page 4. High positive energy is the fuel, the magic to create fantastic mental toughness. It's when you feel excited, enthused, vigorous, energetic, cooperative, effervescent. Such a wonderful feeling, such a great place to be in life. The second energy zone is low positive energy. That's when you're relaxed, you're calm, you're just feeling very, very happy, not exerting yourself, kind of recuperate, you're resting, you unwind, you have little desire, you're calm. Low positive energy is every bit as important as high positive energy. Now, before we go to the next 2 energy zones, take a moment and think about something that happened in your life. Can you think back to a time when you were going to do something special, like maybe take a special test or do a special performance or do something that might have been out of your comfort zone? Yes, Jim.
Yeah, I was going for my pilot's test.
Mm-hmm.
This was quite a number of years ago. And I had done all the flying I needed to do. And I went up with the chief flight officer, and I thought I had this thing nailed. And I was so nervous, I failed the test. I had to go back and take more training.
Did you get a chance for both people to speak, or would you like a little more time?
Just another moment.
Sure, we'll give you another moment.
How
Let's get to the next
Boom,
person.
boom, boom.
Way back in college, like 45 years ago, I sang the lead.
We talked about the first 2 negative energy zones, and now the second 2 zones are low negative. When you get into a low negative energy zone, we're in trouble. We're starting to get into that trouble zone. And this is to bring this to your consciousness. What is low negative? Well, it's feeling lethargic, you just don't care, you feel like quitting, and you're just burnt out. That feeling of being burnt out. If you find yourself in a high negative energy zone, that is the most dangerous of all. That's when you feel angry, when you feel furious, and you are sometimes losing control. Road rage would be one good example of high negative energy, where you're boiling mad, you're hateful, you're frustrated. And I like to compare that with people who feel vengeful. They don't forget. And they're certainly not operating from a place of gratitude. 4 energy zones for you to take a look at, so that you can have a sense of these 4 energy zones. And to operate in high positive and low positive will serve you fantastically. Because remember one thing, no one can get you mad without your permission. No one can insult you without your permission. Sylvie Frechette, young lady from Canada, loved swimming, synchronized swimming, wanted to be an Olympic champion. She would compete and wanted to go to the Barcelona Olympics in 1992. 3 months before those Barcelona Olympics, she suffered a terrible loss. Her grandpa died. She was very, very close to her grandpa. She was engaged to be married, 24 years old, shared a condo with her beloved, her soulmate, the heartthrob of her life. She qualified to be part of the Canadian Olympics. About a week before the Olympics, Sylvie suffered another tragedy, a huge tragedy. She came home after her day of work and practice at the pool. She found her fiancé dead. He hung himself. He left a note. Sylvie immediately called her psychologist and her coach. They came immediately, of course, and she was almost unconsolable. But they did what they had to do and make arrangements. The question never was in Sylvie's mind, am I going to go to the Olympics? The question in her mind was, how am I ever going to get through this Olympic experience? She went. She did her first swim at the appropriate time. She was fantastic. She was almost flawless. She scored the highest marks in the world on the first competition. A few days later, she swam her second swim. It was brilliant, great scores. The third competition, one more time, she was near perfect. She was phenomenal. Obviously, she mastered the skill of focus, and she was able to do her very best. When she got out of the pool, she was so excited. She gave that victory sign. But something was very interesting. She looked over to her coach to get the thumbs up, as they do. But the coach was busy in conversation. When the coach caught Sylvie's eye, the coach said, "Go to your condo. Don't talk to anybody. Just go to your condo." Sylvie had no idea why, but she did as she was told. A while later, the coach came and told Sylvie what happened. You see, the scores came in something like this. I don't know the exact numbers, but it was like a 9.9, 9.8, 9.9, 9.8, 9.9, 9.9, 9.9, and 8.9. As soon as the judge hit the buzzer, the judge from South America said, "Wait a minute! I hit the wrong key." The senior Olympics judge in this particular competition was from Japan. He spoke Japanese. He didn't speak English. He didn't speak French. He didn't speak Portuguese or Spanish. He spoke Japanese. He spoke Japanese. The bottom line is he didn't understand what happened. The score stood. Sylvie had one more swim to make. Again, she was phenomenal. Near perfect, fabulous scores. And when it came time for the awards, Sylvie received a silver medal. She came in second. When she got her medal, she had a smile from ear to ear. She was elated and excited to receive a silver medal. But it was unfair. She absolutely deserved the gold medal. 16 months later, Dick Pound, who was the vice president of the IOC, the Olympic Committee, was able to get that reversed, and they awarded her a gold medal. But when you think about what goes on from moment to moment and who you are, I thought what summed it up beautifully was the ticker tape parade that waited for Sylvie when she got home from the Olympics. Sylvie's answer was classic. She said, I had a goal. My goal was to do my very best. I did my best. I can't control the results around me or other factors that come into anything. I did my best. And I say to you, do you do your best?